Welcome. Welcome to Wind News. I'm back. Welcome to Wind News. I'm your friend and host Amit Roy. I was not keeping well. And I want to place in front of you today about Burma and ethnic conflict and how China is playing with fire and playing both the side. They're running with the hare and charging with the hound. That's China's policy. Please like me and subscribe me and share my channel. Now, Burmese situation is very tense and Burmese army is crumbling. The dictators, the junta, and rebels are advancing in a rapid pace. But you know why I was forced to make this video? Because I heard some comments of Indian analysts uh, and saw their jubilation, telling that, oh my God, something good has happened. But they didn't understand what kind of danger is waiting ahead for them. Now I'm coming to that because you know ethnic conflict in North Burma is not good for India. Besides, lots of Burmese soldiers are pouring into Indian states in Mizoram and all. So that's a cause of concern. And you know, China is funding those rebels for a very, very long time and criminal organizations for a very long time. North Burma was never part of Tamado's control. You know, it was not under their control. It was always under Chinese control. It was controlled by Kunming and through those rebel, so-called quote-unquote rebel, but in reality those China's drug gangs like Kokang militia, Kachin army, to some extent Karens, and Arakan army. This kind of gangs is a Tang National Army, Kokang militia. These are all Chinese gangs. Even today, China has control over this gang. Kachin army is totally based on China, and many Chinese fighters fight for them. And Kokang and the Tang, they are part Chinese, you know, and a lot of Chinese are settled in this kind of areas. And some PLA members are fighting with them for a very long time, not now. For a very long time, Kachins were manned by PLAs. And some PLA generals are ill-gotten investment in Burmese drug trade and gem trade. And then undercutting with Burmese generals. That's fantastic. How China can do that, my goodness. That is the China's, you know, I call it beauty, but you know, that's not beauty. That's suicidal. Anyway, China is sinking also. Because China is collapsing every day. In the same time, China doesn't want to give up their strategic interest, so-called strategic. There is nothing strategic of communism strategy. There is nothing strategic in that. Only drug business and control. And you know, over there, China has established, PLA is under PLA blessing, many scam things, you know, like telephone scam, and other kind of, you know, internet scam, gangs with triads. So this is also China's another, you know, I will say wickedness here. Now that is not the point. Now China wants to go to Indian Ocean. That's their prime strategy, and they were investing a lot of money in energy business like electric. So these are China's basic objectives, and the China wants to establish Belt and Road Initiative. That has screwed for the while, maybe on the paper, but China is also doing China-Burma Economic Corridor. That will come from Kunming to west coast of Burma, and one will go to Yangon to another part of, you know, sea nearing Thailand. So this is a Chinese plan, and they have launched for a very long time Arakan army, the drug gang. Unfortunately, Indian analysts, I say they are human beings or they're crazy. I don't know how these guys were kept in Indian taxpayers' money. They said the Arakan army is nice. Arakan army was the most potent force launched against Indians. I will tell you something. How China created Rohingya problem. To stop Indians, to create problem in Rakhine State, in which they helped Tamado and Buddhist monks, and they drove out Rohingyas so that they come to India and create a lot of problem also in demography, also a problem in Bangladesh. In the same time, China make fight between Bangladesh and Burma, the same China, and supplied arms both of them. Now the same arms China is using on this, the same arms China presented these military dictators are being used against rebels. Look how fantastic China's imagination is. Those rebels caught those Tamado generals in North Burma. Immediately they were executed. The same generals were drinking beer with Chinese. This is Chinese character. Look, this Chinese character. In Tibet, the chap initiated Chinese Communist Party. He was taken to Beijing and he was kept in jail for most of his life. And look, this is China. This is China. But now I am not worried about China. China is thinking China is having internal feud, terrible internal communists having internal feud. The defense minister is gone. The foreign minister is gone. Most of the generals is gone. The bank is collapsing. That's not my problem right now. But why am I worried? Why am I worried? I'm trying to, caution Indian security analysts that North Burma will be, in a heavy problem. Fragmented North Burma. I don't know what will happen to Tamado. Because Indians must be having a buffer area because, look, the Kuki army and UNLF, these kind of gangs and Nagas, for example, NSCNIM, they also are located with, they're connected with Kachin army. Without Kachin army, these kind of gangs will not be able to survive. Now, what will be the role of Kachin army? Because Kachin army, Three Brother Alliance, the Three Brother Alliance is winning right now, and this is not good news for India. Stupid Indians are jubilant. Stupid Indians are jubilant. Now, I would advise Indian must work with Japan and America because Indian influence is nil right now, and they will try to take Bangladesh with them because unless you have this kind of thing, alliance, you cannot screw Burma, and you don't let totally Burmese military dictatorship eroded. Choose some of them, make a buffer, make your own army, make a deal with some army because, if you don't have your own presence there, because these guys will not work, in a peaceful table anymore because they have got, they know how to loot and all, though they call themselves champions of democracy. But I don't think they are not champions they are all champions of democracy anymore. They are all thugs and looters. Now what they did in 2015, when NLD and Suchi got elected, China changed its course. China started working with Suchi, and Suchi got entrapped and befooled by China and invited a lot of Chinese investment. So look how important Chinese presence is. Almost quarter of the foreign investment or more is now Chinese. China totally controls their infrastructure, roadways. So unless we in India understand that, a total Manipuri problem was created by China through Burma. So this is very important time for, for India not to be happy, but be proactive. I think they will make deals with, Indian must make deal with Tamado guys. Also, so-called democracy guys. And keep a tab on Arakan army, Kachin army. Because you have to use your force, you have to show stick and carrots. You talk nice, spread your democracy and all, but you must have iron gloves in your hand. And you must secure your Lucas policy because if Burma gets in trouble, you cannot go to the east. That's my concern. So this is a very dangerous time and Burma is always like boiling like this. I hope India started understand that and they have some pragmatic heads inside South Bloc, understanding Burma and Burmese problem. Look how Biren Singh, they are betting on Biren Singh. Biren Singh family, are you sure these guys are not involved in this kind of, illegal trade? I don't know. But you must have to know the tribal culture. In tribal culture, how much friendship and relations that counts. So Indians must do not know that. And look, China in advance, China knew this kind of thing. China had a game plan. China has a long game plan. So they were surrendering these terrorist groups, Indian terrorist group in advance, so that they get protected, they can buy time. So this is my humble observation, and please like me and take steps if you can. That's my request. And I'll also request, please work with DA and American administration. Look, again, I will say one more thing. You go to the past, how Burmese Communist Party unfolded their terror campaign. So this history must be analyzed very deeply and thoroughly. Thank you again for patient hearing. Please like me and subscribe me and share my channel. Best wishes. Thank you very much.